After a few releases, developer BrainSeal Limited is bringing its third installment of the tabletop fantasy game onto the Nintendo Switch. This one promises more content and gameplay in hopes of instilling the essence of the true tabletop experience. Is it a quest fit for adventurers? Stick around to find out, and a massive thanks to Keymailer for the review copy. And if you like what you see, it helps a lot if you subscribe because it's free. A long time ago, a young boy discovered a book of magic that had immense power. He studied it closely and became obsessed with unlocking its secrets. Eventually, he used the knowledge he gained to bring the world to life in a terrifying way. He made trees, flowers and mushrooms come alive and made wild animals merge with humans, which he then threw into a labyrinth. He even brought back the dead in a city corrupted by greed. He used his words to manipulate the king. His obsession led to a portal opening to another world filled with unimaginable horrors. These creatures entered into our world, destroying everything in their path. Heroes from all over the realm have come together to fight them, including you. From this camp, you will push back against these creatures and defeat the sorcerer who created them. Taking inspiration from Dungeons & Dragons and HeroQuest, the player will choose a party of brave heroes to defeat the Dungeon Master, the evil sorcerer. This is a turn-based strategy RPG with a heavy emphasis on story narration and atmospheric world building. The game begins with the player selecting 4 different heroes for the adventure and making preparations at the camp. Initially, there are a handful of classes to choose from, but as you progress through the game, more will be unlocked and available for the next run. Each class has its stats and traits, as to be expected, with passive and active cards to upgrade. Some of these cards will allow the class to carry out a unique command once per battle, such as the Barbarian's Axe Throw. These can also be leveled up after battle, increasing their power and success rate. I particularly liked using the Lancer during my playthrough once I unlocked her, as she could summon her sister for aid in battle, acting as an extra character on the battlefield, or as the archer due to his ability to strike at the beginning of a battle. These are just some skills that can be added to each character as you win and play through the game. Rather than moving on the board, the player will draw an exploration card that will set up a scenario. These are randomly generated, and the player will have to choose how to tackle the scenario, either by rolling a dice or selecting an option from the menu. As an example, the player can draw a card that describes the heroes entering an empty room. The options available are to keep pressing forward or search for treasure. This could trigger a trap, and rolling a 7 will allow a character to dodge it. The game relies on the player to read the scenarios and invest their attention into this world, as is expected from tabletop fantasy games. Some items that the player can collect during the adventure include equipment cards and potions. The dice allow the player to re-roll again to change the available result, which is useful and gives the player a bit more control over certain outcomes. Lastly, there's the Thieves Guild and crystals that can unlock new items, characters and even cosmetic skin. This is the typical currency we expect to see in roguelike games, and of course, the more you play, the more you earn and use to unlock new stuff. Combat is pretty straightforward, with the players given the option to move or attack with any character. There's a bit of strategy to bear in mind, as each character engages in combat differently. The wizard and archer, for example, focus on range attacks, and the barbarian is the best used in close quarters combat. Once the hero has been selected, the player can select which enemy to engage, and a tiny arrow will appear indicating the direction the hero will be facing. Enemies can be overwhelmed, giving the surrounding heroes a +1 attack boost. It's during combat when the upgrades truly shine, as they can be used to end your foes swiftly. There are a lot of options available, and it is worth mixing your team and trying new abilities. There are also armor and magic resistances that can prolong your survival and that of your enemies. Heroes that die have a chance to be resurrected when the right exploration card is drawn. Several areas can be explored within the game, and at times the player will have to choose the next destination. Rather than just being a repetitive sequence of events, each area comes with its boons and challenges, and even if the experience at first glance may appear static, it is very engaging. Exploration cards from the Mushroom Kingdom, for example, will have healing mushrooms and mushroom enemy encounter cards. I thought it was a nice touch and made the adventure feel like a journey with real transitions. My only issue with the game is its difficulty spikes here and there due to its randomization. I feel that some players will find the game slightly unfair at times, even when playing in the easiest setting. However, this is to be expected with roguelikes, and those who push through will find a rewarding experience. Also, the controls require some time to get adjusted to, with no options for touchscreen, which I feel was a missed opportunity. The game isn't multiplayer, but you could easily play with 3 other friends via couch co-op, each taking control of their hero during battles and contributing to the scenarios from the exploration cards. The game has been cleverly illustrated as a living painting in the style of the original material of the time, particularly the early 80s. The developer wanted to emphasize the feeling of playing a tabletop game, with each character on the board represented as a board piece. This includes the movie and animations as well. All areas have the evil sorcerer looming and heckling at your moves, further capturing the Dungeons and Dragons vibe, and I am happy to say that the voice actor is on par.
You are no match for my magic. Who dares challenge me?
The battlefields can be dark and dingy, as they should, and I particularly liked the detail of the cards and dice around it, further giving the illusion that you're playing a tabletop game. The text is of a decent size, although an option to increase it would be great. The soundtrack is dark and moody, with contrasting whimsical sound effects and echoed cries of fallen friends and foes alike. The game is available digitally now for £15.99 or your original equivalent, and requires 1.8 GB to download. This game can take a long time to complete and to unlock everything it has to offer. I would say the price point is decent for what's available. Dark Quest III has truly captured the essence of tabletop games like Hero Quest and Dungeons and Dragons. The game has been streamlined somewhat, with expedition cards and simple battle mechanics, making it accessible to all kinds of players. Some difficulty spikes may deter some players, but it is a great game that truly mimics the experience of setting off on the journey to defeat the evil sorcerer, whose ever-looming presence makes him one of my favorite dungeon masters today. If you like tabletop games, like myself, particularly those based around fantasy, I recommend this game. We give Dark Quest 3 an awesome 8 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Let me know if you played this. I haven't played the previous games, I've always been tempted to, but I'm glad I managed to get to review this one. I'm really enjoying it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're gonna pick it up, if you've played similar games. Please subscribe, like, all that jazz. It's really helping the channel. We're close to getting to 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. If you want to grab any of the games mentioned here physically, or the upcoming Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Collection, and simultaneously support the channel, please use our PlayAsia affiliate link down below. Free shipping on orders over $100. And if you're looking for the cool looking GameCube controller, the Nixie Wizard, please use our affiliate link for that in the description below. Use coupon code GRINNY for 10% off. Stay safe everyone, peace.